We're here in Magic Kingdom for the very first night of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I'm going to be trying all of the food to fill you in on the must-try snacks and let you know which ones you should probably skip. This is the ultimate foodie guide to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. It is officially Halloween season at Disney World, and I am so excited to be here for the Halloween party. Now, all of the food I tried today is going to be exclusive to the event, meaning you can only get it with a ticket to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And lucky for us, the party is just getting started, so let's head to our first stop, Pinocchio Village House. Pinocchio's is always one of my first stops for the holiday parties because, pro tip, they sometimes start selling the food a little early. And here at Pinocchio's, I've picked up two different things. We've got ourselves a sandwich and a little sweet treat. And our first food of the party is going to be the Fra Diavolo chicken sandwich. This has a fried chicken breast with Fra Diavolo sauce, cheese, basil pesto, and arugula on a ciabatta bun served with fries. I am really excited for this sandwich because it comes on what looks like a garlic ciabatta roll. Look, there's some seasoning on the top, some pesto as well, and I'm hoping the Fra Diavolo sauce adds a nice kick. We'll see. With this, you can think just chicken parm sandwich on a more seasoned bun. Fra Diavolo sauce is supposed to be pretty spicy. It's supposed to have a good kick, and this does not have any kick whatsoever. I'm actually questioning if they actually used Fra Diavolo sauce or maybe they mistook it for regular marinara sauce because there is no spice at all. And speaking of the sauce, there's not quite enough of it. This sandwich is a little bit dry, I think mainly because the bread is very bready. There's a lot of bread on this sandwich and a thinner cut of chicken, so it needs a lot more sauce. The bread is a little dry, but it's good. It has good flavor from the top of the bun there. There is plenty of cheese, and the chicken is solid. I looked at it. The chicken is just a chicken tender or chicken nugget. It's a Disney tender, but just in patty form. So overall, it's nice and crispy, nice and cheesy, but if they're gonna call it Fra Diavolo, I need way more sauce. But if you're in the mood for a chicken parm sandwich, I mean, it's good. So now we'll dive into what I was most excited to try from Pinocchio's, this Cruella cookie sandwich. This has chocolate cookies filled with a raspberry ganache dipped in white chocolate and sprinkles. I think I might be excited to try this more because of the design than the flavors, because how cool does this cookie here look? We've got the filling on the inside, and I can tell you, these cookies are really soft. They're kind of just like melting in my hands, actually. Let's dive into the Cruella cookie, the coolest looking food of the party. The cookies in this dessert are really good. They're nice and soft, nice and chewy. They almost remind me a little bit of a brownie. That's how like chewy and fudgy and delicious they are. The cookies in this are really good, but what I think is lacking a little bit is the raspberry ganache, or they're calling it raspberry ganache, but it is literally raspberry buttercream. It has an artificial flavor, and I wish they actually did use a raspberry ganache or some type of nice, fresh raspberry jam, because I love the flavor of like berries and chocolate-covered strawberries, chocolate raspberries, anything of that nature is really good, but I think the filling of this could use some improvement. I think it would even be better if they used some vanilla buttercream and then put some fresh raspberry jam in the center. Man, that would be amazing because these cookies are so awesome and the design on it is so cool. But I mean, if you're looking for a chocolatey dessert, it's good. It's just not raspberry ganache. Our second stop of the day is going to be at Sleepy Hollow. They always have some interesting party exclusive food here. And this time we're going to start with our sweet treat. This is the Hatbox Ghost Pop. It has chocolate crumbs layered with chocolate mousse and dulce de leche, and then it's topped with crispy pearls and a chocolate piece. For Halloween, they always have some type of Haunted Mansion cake push pop. Usually it's themed to the stretching portraits, but this year we have a Hatbox Ghost cake pop here. And it's kind of in a push pop container, so you can push up the bottom, but I'm worried about making a mess if I do that. So let's take our chocolate piece off. Look how cool that is. Hatbox Ghost right there. We're gonna be removing it for sake of trying to stay clean here. We'll dig into this cake. I think usually it's like a cookies and cream cake pop, but this time they went a different route. It's like dulce de leche and chocolate. Look at all that chocolate and frosting. Let's see how it is. For $6.29, this is really tiny. There really isn't much cake or mousse in this cake pop. It's a very tiny portion, but I guess you're paying for the novelty of it because it looks really cool. I always love how they go all out with the wallpaper on the outside of this push pop here. So the design is awesome, and actually the flavor is quite good as well. Usually these push pops, when they had the stretching portrait ones, were always cookies and cream flavor, and they were good, but I always remember having the same issue. It was like 80% frosting to like 20% cake. There was never enough actual cake in the cake pop for me. It was always way more heavy on the frosting. But this year, they changed it up because instead of just like really sweet buttercream, they're using chocolate mousse. So it's not as sweet. The mousse is nice and light and fluffy. You get a little bit of that like caramel kind of feel. I do wish there were more like chocolate crumbs and chocolate cake crumbs, but still the flavor is really on point. Between this and the cookie that we got from Pinocchio's, they're probably the two most Instagrammable desserts at the Halloween party. But if I'm gonna judge them based off taste alone, I'd say this one here has the better taste. Also from Sleepy Hollow, we have what is my most anticipated dish of the entire evening, the Doom Buggy dumplings. These are chicken dumplings with a red miso, gochujang sauce, furikake, and chili threads. For just under $9, we have about 5 of these dumplings here, and I am so excited for these because one of my favorite dishes at my favorite restaurant of all time, Din Tai Fung, are the pork and shrimp spicy wontons, and these are chicken dumplings, but they look like they're in like a similar kind of sauce, like a spicy dumpling style sauce. So I am so psyched for these, and I really hope they don't let me down. Let's try them out. I have a good feeling that this is going to be one of the best dishes that I eat all night. I love dumplings. They are one of my favorite foods, and these are some good dumplings. Do they taste like the Trader Joe's frozen chicken dumplings? Absolutely. But are the Trader Joe's chicken dumplings good? Yeah, but what really sets these apart is that sauce. That spicy red gochujang sauce is amazing. You know how Disney always says something is spicy and it's not? Kind of like the chicken sandwich that we just ate. Well, this actually has a kick to it, and I love it. The sauce is a little nutty. There might be some sesame oil in here. The gochujang flavor is on point. It's a tad sweet, but mostly spicy, and it pairs so well with these dumplings. I also really like that there is plenty of that sauce in that bowl, so you could really soak every bite of the dumpling in the sauce. These are really good. As good as Din Tai Fung? No, of course the dumplings over there, the wontons are a lot better, but they're still really tasty, especially for a Magic Kingdom food option. I'm really happy I got a water. These have a kick. The first parade is just about to start, but before it does, I made my way over to Pecos Bill's to pick up all of their food. And speaking of the parade, how cool is this all new shirt from Shop LBV? It's the Booty You Parade. We've got the skeleton band on there. This is an awesome new shirt. It just dropped, and the link is in the description of the video to shop for it. So we have our 3 foods from Pecos, and you guys know exactly what happened when I came here last year for the Halloween party. I faced off against one of the worst foods I have ever had in a theme park, these buzzard wings. People still come up to me to this day and mention how unappetizing those wings looked. So I figured we'll start here. We have to run it back with these wings. So these are the buzzard wings. They're whole chicken wings tossed with grilled onions, jalapenos, and lime. At first, I was thinking we are off to a way better start than last year because I didn't see any toenails. But then I looked a little bit closer, and what do you see there, guys? We have a little toenail sticking out. And of course I know that it's not an actual toenail. It's where the feather is. But I feel like it just looks like a toenail. You can't tell me that doesn't look like a toenail. And it just grosses me out. And you could like see the veins in these wings. And they're just presented so unappetizingly. And I know that's could be the point because it's supposed to be like gross, creepy Halloween food. But man, every time I get these, they honestly get tougher and tougher to eat. Let's just go for it, guys. Oh, I do it to myself every year, guys. I do it for you. But once again, these are, of course, not great. I didn't expect anything different. They're just so soggy and so unappetizing looking. They're so, like, pale. I will say the sauce this time at least has a flavor. It tastes like just straight up jalapeno juice. Like, there's nothing other than jalapeno juice in that. So it's pretty spicy. But man, once again, these wings have done me dirty, guys. These buzzard wings, I was gonna say next year I'm not getting them, but You guys know me. If they're on the menu, I gotta try them just to see if they've improved for you guys. Next up from Pecos, we're gonna dig into these cursed cowboy fries. They're sweet potato fries topped with barbecue burnt ends, chipotle queso, pico, and crispy jalapenos. They always do some type of loaded fry, but this year it's a little bit different. I think in previous years they put them on their like barbecue season fries, but this time we have sweet potato fries, and I believe either last year or the year before they had carne asada on the fries. Now we have some brisket burnt ends, but it really just looks like pulled brisket. Now we've got that classic Casey's queso on there. I want to get one of those fried jalapenos. These must be the same ones that they're putting on the new pulled pork tots that I had over at Friar's Nook the other day. Okay, we've got a bite. Loaded with everything. These fries have a lot going on, and they're definitely more sweet than they are savory. The sweet potato fries are, of course, sweet, and then we have the brisket burnt ends on there, which are just covered in a really sweet barbecue sauce. So it's almost a little too sweet for me. The queso is good. It's the usual queso that they serve over at Casey's, which is always quite solid, and I will say there is plenty of it on here to kind of smother each fry. But my other issue with the meat is that it's very fatty. The first bite I took was like pure fat from the brisket, and it wasn't like a good like melt in your mouth fat. It was like a weird, chewy, unpleasant fat. And since we have two things that are a little bit too sweet on here, I wish they cut back on at least one of them. I wish they either did the brisket with regular fries, or if they were going to do the sweet potato fries, I wish they did it with a different type of meat that didn't involve a sweet barbecue. I love a loaded fry, but the ones from Pecos at the Halloween party always seem to disappoint a little bit, unless I just got a bad batch, which is totally possible too, but as is, I probably wouldn't get these again. Our final food from Pecos is the Skullicious cake. This is a chocolate cake with chocolate mousse and peanut butter buttercream with chocolate popping candies and chocolate cookie crust. How cool does this look with the skull on top? I'm really loving the design again, but the flavor seems very repetitive to the chocolate push pop that we just had at Sleepy Hollow. So we'll see if it tastes any different here. We'll dig in. That chocolate crust on the bottom and that mousse on top. Oh, the peanut butter frosting must be over here behind the skull. You guys see it? Let's see. I hope it's peanut buttery. I was saying I thought the flavors were very similar to that push pop, and I have to say it tastes very similar to the push pop. If I had to guess, they're recycling the chocolate mousse from that and using it for this as well. And for something that advertises peanut butter flavor, there really is not much at all. You get it just like a tiny bit, but usually you want like a chocolate peanut butter dessert to have a good peanut butter flavor on top of the chocolate. And I'm really not getting that much at all. What I do like is that chocolate crumb on the bottom. It tastes a little bit like Oreos, but out of the 3 desserts that I've had so far tonight, I think I'd probably put this one on the bottom. It's fine, but it's just nothing special. It's like chocolate mousse. Since we're over here in Frontierland, I decided to stop at Golden Oak Outpost to grab one of my favorite things that I tried at the party last year. This is the Cajun crawfish and sausage poutine. They're waffle fries topped with cheese curds and Cajun crawfish andouille sausage gravy. This dish was super hit or miss last year. People either loved it or they didn't love it. I happened to maybe get a good batch and I really enjoyed it. So let's grab a fry here, a curd. There are plenty of crawfish here. They look good again. I hate to say it, but once again, I really like this. And I think that's mainly because of that gravy. It has such strong Cajun flavors that pairs so nicely with the crawfish. It's really good. You could taste a little bit of andouille in there, and every so often you get a nice squeaky cheese curd. I love that they have this on waffle fries as well. It kind of captures more of the sauce, which is really nice. They loaded this thing up with green onions, and truly all of the flavors in this work really well. The only thing I'll say is like it's a little bit fishy from the crawfish. There's a slight fishy flavor, but I mean, what do you expect from a quick service kind of stand here? I really like this, guys. We're finally making our way over to the other side of the park to hit up Tomorrowland, and our first stop in Tomorrowland is going to be the lunching pad. On the menu at the lunching pad, they have a duo of hot dogs as well as another cake pop. This one looks really cool. Now, you guys know I love a good glizzy. However, the glizzies from the lunching pad have disappointed me throughout the years. They used to have a Cuban hot dog that wasn't really great. They also used to have a Hades hot dog for, I believe, Halloween. and I didn't care for that either. So hopefully one of these two here is gonna be good. The one that looks the best to me is the jalapeno popper hot dog, topped with queso fundido, pickled and fried jalapenos, bacon, and onions. This thing is just absolutely loaded, and I have a feeling it's going to be very hard to stay together and kind of stay put because this bun is super soft and there are so many toppings on here. I don't know if it'll be able to hold them all, but look at how good this looks. That queso on there looks amazing. We have plenty of jalapenos, and I'm excited for those fried onions, the bacon. It all sounds really good and looks really good, so I have high hopes. There are so many toppings on this hot dog as suspected, but all of the flavors of all of those different things goes together really well. I love all the crunchy elements. You have the crunchy jalapenos, the onions, the bacon is nice and crispy, so that part is really good. And I also really like the queso on here. It has almost like a nice spice to it. I think they really just need to improve the buns all around Disney World because this bun here just really isn't that great. They don't have great buns for their quick service hot dogs or their quick service hamburgers. If this bun was like a nice sturdy brioche, this would be fantastic. Still, it's good because all the toppings are really good, but the bun just can't hold everything, and it's not a great bun to begin with. So this had a great bun. It'd be even better. Our second hot dog is the creepy kimchi hot dog. It's topped with sriracha cream cheese, kimchi, and Hades relish. I don't know about this one, guys. It looks really interesting, mainly because of that relish. The relish is so green. It literally looks like Nickelodeon slime. Look at how green that is. It looks crazy, but I love kimchi. So maybe that'll add a good flavor that'll kind of save this. And once again, we've got that bun that is just like soaking wet from all the toppings and the hot dog and stuff, but it's not gonna hold up real well. Let me scoot some of the kimchi down to the side here so I get a little bit of that. We'll give it a go. I know this says it has a sriracha cream cheese, and kimchi is of course supposed to be spicy as well, but I don't think I expected it to be as spicy as it actually is. I enjoy the spice. I just wish I maybe got a water bottle to go with it because it has a good kick to it. I'm not really tasting much of the relish, which I don't necessarily mind, and I love the idea of like kimchi on the hot dog because it acts as almost sauerkraut, and when I get a hot dog, I just like mustard and sauerkraut on it. So I think the kimchi kind of takes over the sauerkraut flavor. That's really nice. I also really like the creamy element that the sriracha cream cheese gives to this hot dog here. So I'm a little bit surprised, guys. I actually kind of like this. Now, do I like it more than the queso fundido or jalapeno one that we just had? No. But this is still pretty good, and I think if you enjoy kimchi, you'll really like this. My only issue, again, is with this bun. Look, it's completely... Ooh. I mean, if that shows you how much this bun can't hold up the dog, I don't know. I don't know what else will. So onto this Hades cake pop. It's a Mexican hot chocolate cake with popping candies dipped in chocolate with blue marshmallow fire. Disney is really outdoing it with the presentation of all the desserts this year. How awesome does this look? I love that marshmallow, toasted marshmallow, blue Hades hair. I think that is so awesome. And I've heard some pretty good reviews of this so far from friends I've passed by. And I also heard that this is gluten-free, which is pretty awesome. So if you have a gluten allergy, double check. But I think you should be able to get this. So pretty cool. Let's try it out. I almost don't want to eat it. I don't want to mess up the hair, but I feel like we have to. This Hades cake pop did not let me down. This is definitely the best sweet I've had of the entire night. I feel like that first bite I got with all of the marshmallow in it is probably going to be the best because that was the majority of the marshmallow, but man, that marshmallow is so light and fluffy and adds a great flavor to that chocolate cake. And it's not like your typical chocolate cake pop where it's like blended and mixed chocolate cake. It's like legit cake in there, just plain old cake, except it's super moist, it's super light, it's super fluffy, it's super chocolatey, it's super fudgy. That is some really amazing cake in there, and it pairs so nicely with the marshmallow. It almost reminds me a little bit of like s'mores, just missing the graham cracker. And I know it's a Mexican chocolate cake, so it should have some type of cinnamon flavor. And at first I didn't taste any cinnamon at all or any type of that like Mexican chocolate. It just tasted like plain chocolate. But then after a little bit, I got all that cinnamon flavor coming in on the back end, and it was really nice. And I almost forgot, there's also like Pop Rocks in here, which are really cool. I still feel them popping on my tongue a little bit, so I don't know how I forgot. But man, this is really good. Usually at Mickey's Not So Scary, they try and throw in one type of Mexican hot chocolate dessert, and the ones I've had in the past haven't been great, but they make up for it with this one. This is amazing. Come get this dessert here at Mickey's Not So Scary. Since we're in Tomorrowland, the next place we have to hit up is Cosmic Rays, and Cosmic Rays doesn't have the best of food during the regular day, but they always know how to do party food. So I've picked up a bunch of different things. We have a specialty burger, we have some specialty chicken strips, and we also have a mini witch hat dessert that looks really cool. First up, the Fangtastic Garlic Butter Burger. This has an Angus beef patty with a boursin and brie fondue, crispy onions, and garlic pickles on a toasted black bun with fries. Disney just loves dyeing a bun black, but look at how awesome this looks. All of those toppings, that boursin and brie fondue, oh my god. How can that possibly be bad? And it says there's garlic pickles on here. There are 4 giant strips of pickles. They didn't mess around with the pickles, so I'm very excited for this, especially that brie and boursin fondue. Oh my god, that fondue is amazing. It's herby and garlicky from the boursin. It's nice and rich and creamy from the brie. That is an amazing cheese sauce. I almost wish they were putting this cheese sauce on some fries and did some loaded fries with this cheese sauce, because it's way too good to only be served on this burger here. But I guess we could kind of make our own. I want to try and get some off the bun here with the fry. Oh. Put this fondue on just about anything, and it'll be amazing. But I am seriously so impressed by this burger. The fondue with those tangy pickles, so amazing. And this burger, I feel like might be a little upgraded. It's a little bit thicker and has a little bit more of like a sear than your typical Disney quick service burger. Could be wrong. It at least looks different. And I feel like this black bun, as much as I don't love eating all of this food dye, the actual bun itself is a lot better than the regular Disney quick service hamburger bun. I'm super impressed by this. I think this is absolutely fantastic, and I would definitely get this again if I came to Mickey's Not So Scary. I mean, Cosmic doesn't do a good burger during the regular day, but during the party, absolutely amazing. We're gonna move on to the sweet and spicy chicken strips next. These have a Korean barbecue sauce, and then they're topped with black sesame seeds, crispy garlic, and green onions. You guys know Disney is in their chicken tender era of taking their regular chicken tenders and tossing a bunch of sauce and different things on top of them. So these are no different, and I actually just had some really good new tenders in Magic Kingdom. They were like honey mustard maple tenders from Columbia Harbor House, and they had a bunch of crispy garlic on them. So I'm assuming this is similar. However, those ones had a lot more of that garlic. This one doesn't have as much, but we've got all that sauce on there. Let's try them out. I mean, they're Disney tenders, just with a really good sauce on them. The sauce is sweet, it's spicy, it definitely gives off that Korean barbecue vibes. I do wish there were some more sesame seeds, some more green onion, and some more of that crispy garlic. But I mean, if you're looking to get some tenders during the party, and you enjoy like an Asian-style barbecue sauce, I don't think you could go wrong with these. They're just nothing like super special. And finally, for our dessert from Cosmic Rays, we have the mini witch hat. This has a sugar cookie topped with strawberry banana mousse, chocolate, and buttercream. Strawberry and banana mousse. This should be really interesting. Disney's had so many chocolate mousse desserts today, so I'm happy it's not like a chocolate mousse hat. I can't tell how I feel about this. On one hand, I kind of like the strawberry mousse, but then you get a little bit of the banana with it, and I'm not sure how I feel about it with the banana. I mean, it's a pretty light banana flavor. It's not super heavy in your face, but it's just not great, you know? The sugar cookie on the bottom is super dry. It's pretty pointless, honestly. The design is really cool, but this isn't one of their stronger desserts at the party. Well, I did have one more stop planned for the evening over at Casey's Corner for the Headless Horseman tart. However, I made my way over there and they're actually sold out. It's the end of the night, so I shouldn't be surprised. So Cosmic Rays is gonna do it for us. We tried a total of 14 different items here at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party 2026. And there are definitely some dishes that were really good and some that I did not care for. Included in my top 3 foods list are the Doom Buggy dumplings. Yeah, the dumplings were a little basic, but that sauce was really good, and I love any kind of dumpling. I also have to throw that Hades cake pop on the list of best bites. The cake inside was so moist and delicious, and paired with that marshmallow, it was an amazing sweet treat. And finally, over at Cosmic Ray's, that fantastic garlic butter burger was amazing, mainly because of that boursin and brie fondue. I really loved it. Some things I didn't love as much would be that mini witch hat dessert from Cosmic Ray's. The strawberry banana mousse was a little odd. And we'll round out the worst of the party list over at Pecos Bill. I tried 3 things: the loaded fries, of course, those wings, and that skull cake. I really didn't care for any of them. And after trying all the food at the party, there is one more thing I want to remind you guys. Some of the dining locations, some of the restaurants around Magic Kingdom on a party night close early. They close at 10. When the party doesn't really end until about midnight. So make sure, if you guys want to try something and you have something on your list that you really want to get, make sure you double check the closing time of the restaurant. But that's going to do it for us tonight here at the first night of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party 2026. I had a great night, and I'm so happy I got to come out and try all of the food, all of the new food, so I could let you guys know what you should try if you come. Now, I will be back here soon because there is plenty more food to try in Magic Kingdom and around all of the Walt Disney World Resort that you do not need a party ticket to try. We have Jock Lindsay's Halloween bar coming up very soon, and I'll be back in Magic trying all the non-party food soon as well, so make sure you guys subscribe. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you to everyone over on Patreon. I really appreciate your support, and have a happy Halloween. See you guys later. Bye.